you've just heard the 4 modes of the brand new Joyo D-Seed all-digital delay. We're gonna look at this puppy in detail, and I'm actually very excited because I wrote them and said, when is it gonna be done, and now it finally is done, and it is a killer for under $100. I just saw on Amazon.com, so in the United States you can get it for around $80 to $100, and in Europe it should be available at around €90. We have a little bit higher taxes here. So at around €90 you can get it at tonefan.de. I just called them and said, you're gonna get it in, so how much is it gonna be? And they said probably around 90, which is insane. It's a delay with 4 modes, and it has 2 channels, so you can actually save 2 independent sounds. It's got a delay time of, let me check. Not that I'm gonna tell you something wrong. It says it on the box right here. 17 milliseconds to 1000 milliseconds, so delay time of 1 second, which is normal for any kind of, analog type delay, but that is only the delay time you can get with the time knob. If you use the tap tempo, which it has, you can get a delay time of up to 6 seconds. That's insane. So all this for under $100. Let's check it out. The setup that we usually have is a little bit different today. Different speaker and all that. So we're gonna go with the LSL T-Bone Telecaster. What a great guitar. We're gonna use that. We're gonna use a PRS for some clean sounds. Amazing guitar. Right now, the best strats and tellies that you can get on the market. No questions about that. Moritz, Moritz, he played a couple of the videos. He just bought a Stratocaster, which is their model. It's called a Satikoi, and he checked out everything. And he said not even Fender custom shop models can compete with it. The only thing that got close was a master build, which was about $5,000, and he paid half that for his Satikoi, which sounded on that level. So if you're in the market for a classic guitar, that is the way to go. LSL Instruments, let me show you right there. LSL. So, what else is the setup? We have the PRS right there behind me. SE20 amp. Retails for less than €700. Great amp for the Fender clean sound. Can I say Fender? I don't care. The classic American clean sound, very dirty distortion, and that is going this time to get a little bit more high-end, a little bit brighter into a Ignator 112, mic'd in an ISO cap down in the basement. I'll put up a picture somewhere. Doggy, no, we don't play right now. Shut it. Okay. Mic'd with a Sennheiser E606 microphone, going into Universal Audio 710D preamp, set to solid state, so there's no other tube coloration going on. Okay, I have a little bit of a buzz going on here. That's because of my power supply. I definitely have to get a better one. So let's look at the controls of the D-Seed. We have standard mix control, which is never going to blend out your guitar, so it's not a dry wet, it actually just mixes in the delay signal, so the guitar is always there. The pedal is not true bypass, it's a digital pedal, and as you can see in some of the pictures I showed you, there is no compartment for battery, so you always definitely need a power supply, which at that price point is not included. Okay, so there's no included power supply, so you need a 9-volt power supply, otherwise it's not going to work. It is a very nice small pedal. The pictures looked as if it's, rather big, but it really isn't. It is only marginally bigger than your standard guitar pedal. And so that's your mix control. We got the mode, which is the really cool thing, because as you can see right here, there are the 4 modes, which is copy, meaning a straight digital delay, no degradation in the delay signal. analog, which will give you a smeary kind of echo. The modulation, which adds some kind of chorusing to it, which is done very nicely. The Dr. J Shadow Echo, which I reviewed, also is a modulation delay, but the modulation is way overdone and almost not usable. This, you can't even set any kind of modulation. You can't set the speed or the depth, but they picked a very tasty chorus. And for really freaky stuff, you heard that in the intro, there's the reverse delay. So all of these 4 modes are available. With the mode switch, you got the delay time, standard, that's how long it'll take for the echo to come in, and your feedback. Now for those of you that are new to delays, let me explain feedback. It simply means I'll play a note and it gets echoed. How much of that level, how much of that volume of that note gets taken and be fed back into the input so that it gets echoed again? Again, so and so much percent gets taken down and that gets fed into the input again, so it gets fed back. The higher the feedback, the longer that note will stand there. Let me show you. So no feedback means you get 1 note. So far, no problem. Okay, so these are the controls. We have an external foot switch input for turning it on and off, which would be it is for the channel switching, for the A/B switching, which is killer. Let's assume you have the bigger version of this. That's the PXL4, there's a PXL8, or you have the PXL Pro, which has trigger outputs. There's a whole video of that if you're interested. The PXL Pro, it's got 4 trigger outputs. So you would have the delay in one of the loops on the switcher, so it'll always be on, but you could use one of the trigger outputs to actually switch between A and B, which actually saves you buying a second delay. So that is great. You could actually use an external foot switch or a looper pedal like this that has trigger outputs to switch between A and B. Very, very well thought out. So as for how it sounds in bypass, I couldn't hear any degradation. Let's check it out. We're gonna turn down the mix all the way, so there should be no delay when it's on. So this is what it sounds like off. Again, no true bypass. I can't hear a difference, so I'm thinking it is definitely treating your guitar signal with the utmost respect. Let's go into the controls. So we're gonna go to mode 1, which is straight copy, 50% mix, feedback a little bit up, time somewhere here. You see that the A/B is flashing. That means I've edited something, and now I could choose to save or to cancel. I do the following. To save, I hit A/B. To cancel, I hit the on button. See, it didn't go off, it just canceled. So now I'm back to where I was. Second time, now it's off. On and off, but as soon as I change anything, I can choose to save or cancel. Now I save it. So now I can go to my B setting, or actually my A setting, I don't know which one is which. Change something. Save. Very, very simple. Now, I said we have up to 1,000 milliseconds, so let's check that out. Mode 1. That's this long. Okay, but let's use the tap tempo mode because you have up to 6 seconds there. Which is, I was like, how does that work? Is that actually going to be difficult? Because you have to hit both buttons at the same time. Not ideal, but what I didn't realize from the pictures, it is not a heavy clicky switch like this. It actually, they're in German Taster. I don't know, like little, you just slightly tap on them and they react immediately. So what you do is, you hit both of them at the same time, AB will turn green, and that shows you the time that you have, it shows you that you're in tap tempo. So the second time you tap it, there's your speed. That was pretty long. Kinda neat, huh? I could go... So I cancelled and it goes away. Another slightly cool function is there's a tiny bit of spillover. Let me demonstrate. So, so delay. Now when you turn it off, it doesn't immediately go away. So it fades it out like half a second or a second, which is very nice. So, anything else we need to know? Well, let's check out the different modes before we go into some demos. So we go into analog. Extremely nice. Modulation. That's very beautiful for chords. And reverse for freaky deaky stuff. So I'm using a Joyo US Dream at the moment as my distortion, just so that you know. Let's go into a couple of playback situations so you actually hear what it sounds in context and what you can do with it, okay? Okay, I switched to my PRS Swamp Ash Special with narrow fields for a nice clean sound. But I also going to show you the, what is it called? Paul Gilbert has a song called The Echo Song where he uses this technique to great effect because he's a freaking bastard. Yeah, he can play. So, what are we gonna do? I set the delay to about right here-ish. Delay time, but you can also tap it. The challenge is to not tap it and to actually figure it out based on the delay that you set, which is now it is supposed to be a dotted eighth note. So that's supposed to be a dotted eighth, meaning now you have to play eighth notes to get this effect. Which is kind of way cool and really trains you to listen to yourself in time and react to the delay playing. So we're gonna go to the modulation delay. I'm gonna set something up here. Gonna have it rather loud, but now I'm gonna have to use the tap tempo to switch to quarter notes in this track. Let's see. That is nice. I mean, that is like you want your clean sound to be. Extremely neat. Gonna switch right back to the LSL and do something I did in a couple of delay videos, so you have a comparison. And we're gonna tap it again on copy. No, let's go to now copy. some trouble getting the tap right, so don't know what that was. And now we're gonna go and see what it does in a lead sound type situation. I'm gonna try to tap it again, but we're gonna turn on the US Dream as my lead sound. This time with a okay. Of course, you can also do beautiful swells, which would probably be good with the analog delay. Let's see. You crank up the feedback. Let's try the copy, so the digital delay. Now, another little trick is what you can do with a digital delay. You can simulate a room. So you use a slapback for that. So you're using a very short delay. Now, what is a reverb? Okay, let's play dumb for a sec. What is a reverb? A reverb is nothing but lots of delays. Now, what happens is I'm right here. So I'm playing, and that wall right behind me, about a meter, bounces a delay back at me. But then that wall bounces it back later. That wall back there bounces it back way later. And that combined lets me know where I am in the room and what the room sounds like. So different timed delays add up to a reverb sound. We can't have that here because we have one type of delay. We have one type of time. What it will sound like is a small room where you're standing right in the middle, so the delays come back from all sides at the same time. Not the greatest reverb in the world, but it can give you a room sound, kind of like a tiled small bathroom. No doubt? If I crank up the delay time, the room should get bigger. for like a funky part, why not? That's really all I gotta show you about this. That's also a lot, but I mean, it has 4 modes and it has a lot of possibilities. And I always try to do my videos so that if you haven't really played around with delay and you don't know about the effects, that you still get, you know, your money's worth of information. Because, I mean, we're looking at something that's $90. It is not really only geared towards, you know, beginners, but I assume that some of you might be. And, I consider myself a professional, definitely, and I'm excited about this. I don't think there's a need to spend a lot more. I mean, if you're gigging live and you want something small, effective, versatile, tappable, and you can have 2 different settings right there, switchable, I think it is so far the greatest product Joyo has released. Absolutely mind-blowing. If you're in the market for delay, can't really get a lot better than the Joyo D-Seed. So, that's it from me. By the way, I'm also an instructor on jams.com, JAMMM, 3 of them, Z.com. Great website for guitar playing, for learning stuff, for interacting with fellow guitar players and learning from each other. I think it's a great concept, so go and check out jams.com and join the community and upload your riffs. Here we go.